So I'm working on a project where I need to bend PVC pipes, and after some trials and errors I found a way to turn this into this, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was really useful. So this is what happened when I tried to bend this just by using a heat gun. I got a kink in here, and I think that's because the outside was hot but the inside was cold. So I needed to figure out a way to heat this pipe from the inside out. Duct tape on the end makes a nice block, and then I measured out how much sand I needed to heat up. And I used regular sand that I had on hand and heated up in a pot until it was pretty hot. Then I filled the pipe almost to the top, maybe with a 2-inch empty space, something like that, and taped it shut. I found that a thicker pipe will obviously take longer to heat up, and it's also a little harder to bend. Here I'm using a shaping jig, which is basically just a board with some dowels attached to it, but you could use anything, and I'm getting a slight curve. However, when I filled a small pipe with sand, it's really malleable and you can get all sorts of crazy shapes. Imagine what a cool lamp base that would be. A medium-sized pipe is somewhere in the middle. Easy to manipulate, you just don't want to go too fast or else you might get a slight kink. Once I held the shape for a little while, I poured out the sand. And there you go. So obviously the thicker the pipe is, the less of a bend you're gonna get, whereas if you go with like the really thin stuff, you can get some really crazy shapes. So now I'm thinking about all sorts of projects where I want to integrate this, because it's such a flexible material. So anyway, I thought this was pretty cool to share because it's a pretty useful tip, but if you have some way of accomplishing the same thing, I would love to hear about it in the comments below.